Benjamin Franklin, a leader, a scientist, a founding father, and a man of the Revolution. The unity of the American colonies was more important to Franklin than anything else. As a result, he has come to be known as the First American, a title he dutifully earned throughout the American Revolution. Benjamin Franklin for sure was an incredible scientist. Among his many inventions were the fuel-saving Franklin stove, the lightning rod, and a special lens for eyeglasses called bifocals. Important milestones in the development of America as a country came from Ben as well. For example, he founded the first volunteer fire department, the first public lending library, the first hospital, the first postal system, and helped found the first college in Pennsylvania, which became the University of Pennsylvania. These accomplishments, along with his great intelligence, made him a very widely well-respected man, in Europe as well as in America. He was a very important diplomat during the late 18th century, as he represented the American colonies in Europe. While in London, at one point, he had been stressing the importance of America as a colony, but he came away disappointed with the British and their self-importance, and began calling himself an American rather than an English American for the first time. He played an important role in getting England to repeal the Stamp Act. This cartoon of Franklin's, titled "The Colonies Reduced," conveys colonial life under the Stamp Act. He was an elected member of the Second Continental Congress, representing Pennsylvania. He was a strong proponent for American independence and was selected for the Committee of Five, which was responsible for drafting the Declaration of Independence and presenting it to Congress. He was also a signer of the Declaration. It was Benjamin Franklin's international reputation that made his diplomacy in France so successful. He gained repute through his mastery in many varied subjects. He was an author, printer, satirist, political theorist, politician, postmaster, scientist, inventor, civic activist, statesman, and diplomat. He secured large sums of money for America, which was very needed during the Revolution. In particular, he was responsible for convincing France to give lots of money to the American cause. Without Benjamin Franklin standing in Europe, the Revolution would not have had the means to progress. One of his most important accomplishments while abroad was Franklin's signing of the Treaty of Alliance with France, which created a military alliance between the United States and France against Britain. It was Franklin's skills for diplomacy that encouraged Louis XVI to contribute the substantial funds to the American cause. He also signed the Treaty of Amity and Commerce with France on the same day, which promoted trade and commercial ties between France and the United States. His renown as a publisher allowed him great influence in the colonies. His ideas were projected through the colonies, promoting American independence from Britain and encouraging unity as the only means of success. This cartoon, made by Franklin, symbolized the superstition that a snake in pieces could be brought back to life if the pieces were connected by sunset. This cartoon stressed that in order for colonies to succeed, they needed to be united. Franklin's cartoon was very influential, and in 1774, Paul Revere added it to the top of The Massachusetts Spy, and showed the snake fighting a British dragon. The snake became a symbol for American unity and independence. The Treaty of Paris, signed on September 3, 1783, formally ended the war between Great Britain and the United States. It declared peace between Britain and the United States, and Britain recognized the independence of the American colonies. Benjamin Franklin was one of the 3 Americans who signed the treaty. In essence, Benjamin Franklin was the most important individual in the Revolution. His work in the Second Continental Congress and the Declaration of Independence began the Revolution. His diplomacy in France enabled the Revolution to continue, and he was the signer of the document that ended the Revolution in America's favor.